Prime Minister Edi Rama was in Shishtavets today, where he announced that the construction of Kukës airport is expected to begin next year, with a forecast 300,000 passengers per year upon completion. The chair of the Democratic Party's parliamentary group, Edi Patriotic, called for the removal of Prime Minister Edi Rama during an interview with Aura News, even suggesting that violence and force would be appropriate. The Mayor of Tirana, Rama, promised Laprakë residents that the football field would remain for them, despite plans for privatisation that had been made by the past administration. Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, the 31st of October 2018. Happy Halloween and welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. Prime Minister Edi Rama was very enthusiastic today from Shishtavets, from where he declared that the construction and operation of the Kukës airport will transform the area into one of the mountain's tourism role models. Rama said that the construction of Kukës airport will start at the beginning of the next year, and according to a study, this airport is expected to have an average turnover of 300,000 passengers a year. I strongly believe that in this area we will see the first models of mountain tourism development, because here in Kukës, I believe that in the beginning of next year, the construction of Kukës airport will begin. The existing airport will be completely transformed into an airport of international standards for low-fare flights. The study that we have conducted with foreign experts has encouraged us a lot. I am very excited because all the analyses made according to professional forecasting methods for the success of a business show that Kukës airport will move an average of 300,000 passengers annually, said Edi Rama. In the usual style of our current Prime Minister, he was sure to raise the joke made by former SP MP for the municipality of Kukës, Safed Jitsi, during their conversation. Imagine what that means, 300,000 people moving through Kukës in order to fly abroad or to come here. I talked with Safed about it, and amid laughter, he mentioned that's 300,000 more coffees served in Kukës. It was said as a way of depicting that the airport brings consumer growth, investment, and above all, it makes many things simpler and many more things possible, concluded Edi Rama. The Democratic Party's parliamentary group chair, Edi Patriotic, suggested that the departure of Prime Minister Edi Rama would be a patriotic gesture. According to him, all the paths, including violence, are legitimate. Patriotic warned the opposition's strong confrontation with the government. The Democratic deputy commented the removal of Fatmir Jafai, considering it a victory of the opposition, but expressed that the condition for restoring institutional stability in the country is the departure of the Prime Minister. The Democratic Party has been undergoing a restructuring process for a month when, according to the DP MP, Edi Patriotic, these days the elections are closed in sections. Then he said he would run in the election of branch presidents and forum leaders on the ground. Officially, 521 Albanian doctors practice their profession in Germany, but 78% of their remaining colleagues in Albania would also like to follow this route if they were given the opportunity. A study published by the association Together for Life found a tendency for doctors with scientific degrees to want to leave, with about 40% considering emigration as important. The motivation for the desire to leave is consistent, starting with professional opportunities and ending with economic reasons. The migration of doctors is an international phenomenon, but in Albania, the departure of specialists has caused significant deficiencies in the system, the consequence of which is the suffering of patients. The football field in Laprakë will remain a sporting place for residents, although the Tirana municipality's past administration had other plans for it. From the Alex Buda School, Mayor Rama presented the 2019 budget for Unit 11. In addition, he assured the citizens that the space would remain as it is, and the municipality of Tirana will expropriate the owners who have won property rights over the area. It is unimaginable how infamous are they who have been managing for 4 years in Laprakë and Tirana, who managed the courts, who gave the land in court, yet today are screaming for the citizens as if they made plans and won the trials as they liked. The good news for the city, for Laprakë, is that the field will be expropriated by the municipality of Tirana and will remain for Laprakë's citizens, so that we will have the sports ground that we always had between us, but with letters and layout. I have a question. how will they return to Laprakë? They had Laprakë under their direction, had the field and replaced it for buildings. They had this community do all this work and did not even come to the meetings of the City Council, asserted Erion Veliai. Veliai said that thanks to vetting injustice, not only the citizens but also the municipality of Tirana are winning in favour of public interest. How is it possible that just as the vetting process started, the city of Tirana has just begun winning trials, which had been for the benefit of a private person for years? I believe in the power of vetting. Tirana has felt all the wins of the municipality of Tirana for public interest, in contrast to the private interest which won earlier. That's the difference. It's money being spared for the public and space that is being returned to the public, declared Veliai. In his speech, Mayor Veliai said that the opposition also works in the City Council only to prevent the development of the city, not approving decisions that help vulnerable groups, such as with economic aid. He also announced that during these months, right councillors come to council meetings only for evidence and to get the money from attending the meeting. My question for the Democratic Party is, why not come when we are voting for the economic aid to give to Laprakë's families? Why not come when we vote for the assistance of people with disabilities? Why not come when voting on the rental bonus? Why not come when voting for energy reimbursement? Why not come when social housing is distributed? Why not come when we make investments in the community? How could they have managed this city and this community, especially Laprakë, and not do any work? How is it possible they come just for a minute to sign in the municipal council register and disappear without making any decisions, retorted Veliai. The show Dogfall by Australian author Caleb Lewis, directed by Stefan Chapalik, commemorating the 100th anniversary of World War I, was screened at the Mijeni Theatre under the framework of German October. The events took place in a bunker, a modern cave produced for the destruction of society. This bunker is the homeland of 3 soldiers travelling together. In about 120 minutes, 100 years of history from the beginning of the 20th century to the present day is covered by the performance. The director and dramatist explained the reasons why the public should see this work. What remains of the show is the alienation of human beings, and to accomplish this, it has become an important work. The theatrical piece Dogfall is a reflection on war and reconciliation of the common future in the Western Balkans. This work was made possible by the German and French embassies. Parliament's MPs will be assisted by pedagogues of the 23 universities during the discussion on draft laws. Through an agreement signed by the Speaker of the Assembly, Gramos Rucci, and the heads of public and private higher education institutions, the engagement for monitoring of works in committees and sessions was made. University directors suggested that education must be declared a national priority. Earlier, a similar agreement was signed with the University of Tirana and Agriculture. Through it, the students will have the opportunity to do more work practices in the Assembly, as universities will have more access to the resources and activities of this institution. The Independent Qualification Commission has decided to confirm the prosecutor, Sokol Stojani. The decision was made after reviewing the full documentation received from the institutions. Asset verification and professional integrity were included in the process. The prosecutor of the General Prosecution easily passed the re-evaluation process before the trial chamber, composed of Brunilda Bekteshi, Suela Jegu and Valbona Sanjaktari. Following all checks conducted on property, image and professional skills, no problems were identified. The Stojani hearing was held yesterday on the 30th of October 2018. The High Inspectorate of Declaration and Audit of Property and Conflict of Interest reported that the subject of the re-evaluation has made a correct statement in regards to financial sufficiency for property. It was determined that he was not found with any conditions that constitute a conflict of interest, has not concealed property and has not made a false statement. Regarding the purity of his image, the Classified Information Security Directorate has submitted a clean file to the Independent Qualification Commission, declaring Stojani as appropriate for the continuation of duty. In terms of skills, the Independent Qualification Commission reported that Stojani received the best evaluation during the re-evaluation period of 2016-2018, given that there were no disciplinary measures against him. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Ora News, thank you and good night.